Okay, welcome to today's class. We are going to learn online communication interface that are used in the embedded system. So what is external communication interfaces, right? So here, when you are designing an embedded system, some of the devices has to be connected externally, right? So for that, which are the external communication interfaces are used in the embedded system. So there are various interfaces are there for the external communication. The first one is RS-232C, RS-485, and second one is the Universal Serial Bus. Third is IEEE 1394. Fourth is infrared, that is IRDA. Fifth is Bluetooth. Sixth is Wi-Fi. Then you have a Zigbee. Then General Packet Radio Service. So we will see this one by one, right? So what is RS-232C and RS-485? So RS-232C, it is a full duplex wired asynchronous serial communication interface. Full duplex means at a time both the devices can transmit the data, right? And here it is, there is in the asynchronous, there will be handshaking signals will be there, which the data transfer has to take place. And in RS-232, there are two different types of connectors are there, namely DB9, that is a 9-pin connector, and DB25, that is a 25-pin connector. So you can see this in the next diagram. You have are having RS-232 connector. So there are 9 pins are there here. In the RS-232, you are having a 25-pin connectors, right? So what are this? Basically, the example can be given as the modem, right? So when you are connecting, and if the embedded system, if it has to connect to the modem, so there the RS-232 connector has to be used. So here it supports the point-to-point communication, and it doesn't support the multi-drop. That means at a time, a many number of devices cannot be connected. So therefore, they have come into the new one, that is RS-485. It is an enhanced version of the RS-422, and it supports multi-drop communication. That means at a time, 32 transmitting devices and 32 receiving devices can be share the data on the bus, right? So next we will see the universal serial bus. The universal serial bus is also one of the external communication interface that is used in the embedded system. It is having a wired high-speed serial bus for the data communication, and the USB host can support connections up to 127, including slave peripheral devices and other USB host. So where you can see this example, you must have seen the keyboard. Whenever you want to connect to a keyboard to the system, right, there will be a USB port will be there. You can connect it to with the help of the USB serial bus. Or the printer, if you want to connect the printer to the US system, there comes the USB, and even in the scanner and the digital camera. So here the one thing you have to remember, the data transfer takes place in the serial communication, right? So the next one is we are having IEEE 1394 FireWire. That is IEEE 1394. It is a high-speed serial communication bus. It is also called as a high-performance serial bus. So can you see in the below diagram, these connectors, basically they are used in embedded devices like digital camera, camcorder, and the scanner if they want to connect it to the desktop for data transfer and the storage. Right here, unlike the USB interface, you just here, it doesn't require a host communicating between the devices, right? You can directly connect a scanner with a printer for printing. And here, the data rate that is supported by 1394 compared to the USB, it is higher than that, right? And but it is more costlier than the USB implementation. So next we will see the infrared data association, that is IRDA. So what is this IRDA? It is wireless. That is a line of sight based wireless technology. You can see this is in the walkie-talkie or the remote control car where it is will be operating, or you can see it in the TV or the VCD player. So all these devices, they works on the infrared data communication principle. So here the range is limited, right? So here the data transmission happens in a serial and it is a half duplex. So next we will go for the Bluetooth. So what is this Bluetooth? You must have seen this in most of the cell phones. In the cell phones, you have a Bluetooth, right? So this Bluetooth is a low cost, low power, short range wireless technology where you can do the data transfer. Either it can be a text or the voice communication. You can share a number of the files between the two devices. So here we can say that the Bluetooth, it supports a data rate of up to 1 megabit per second, and the range is approximately, you can see it is 30 feet, right? And one point you have to remember, a Bluetooth device can function either as a master or a slave. If it is acting as a master, that means like it can have, the cell phone can communicate at a time maximum of 7 slave devices. And also it is called as a piconet, right? And for the short range communication in most of the embedded devices, the Bluetooth is most commonly used, right? So that is one of the example. It is in the cell phone. It is used for data transfer, right? And it will be giving the data rate of up to 1 megabit per second and 30 feet for the data communication. So next we have the Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi is a popular wireless communication that is most commonly used in the network communication of the devices. So suppose if in the embedded system, so some of the devices, either the actuators or the sensor where the data has to be transmitted wirely, then you have to have the Wi-Fi connection for that. So here the Wi-Fi connection, the range is 100 to 300 feet, right? That means within this range, the data transmission happens. And again, it is a wireless, right? So Wi-Fi based communication require an intermediate agent called Wi-Fi router is required to manage the communication. And the data rate will be from 1 megabit per second to 150 megabit per second. And here the data communication happens with the help of internet protocol called IP, right? So it is based on IP, the data transmission will be taking place. So it is a multi-point communication. Next we have a Zigbee. So most of the embedded system they go for a Zigbee technology. So it is also low cost and it is low power and it is a wireless network communication. And here the protocol used is IEEE 802.15.4 2006 standard, right? And it is also a secure communication for the wireless personal area network where the range is up to 100 meters and the data transmission can happen up to 20 to 250 kilobit per second. And basically it is a wireless. So they are operating on the radio frequencies. The radio frequencies are in the range of 2.400 to 2.484 gigahertz or 902 to 928 megahertz, right? So basically, if you want to apply this technology in the embedded system, you have to understand in the Zigbee technology, there are 3 main components are required. What are those 3 main components, right? You have to have the Zigbee coordinator, right? So which will be either it can be a system which will take care of connecting, it will be coordinating with all the devices, and basically it is having the capability to store the information about the network. And you require a Zigbee router. What is this router? The router is responsible for passing the information from device to another device, right? And there will be the end device that is called the reduced function device, RFD, right? So these are the 3 main components which are required in the Zigbee network. So basically it is most commonly used in the embedded system. So next we will see the general packet radio service, that is the GPRS. So what is this GPRS? It is also an external communication interface that is used in most of the embedded system. So this you can try to understand here. There are 2 cell phones are there. If they are talking to each other, so what is at the back side? The back side, they will be going through the GPRS network, that is general packet radio service, right? In that, again, there are n number of the towers will be installed. Again, the communication happens through the microwave radio communication, right? And here the channel will be having up to 8 time slots and the data will be transmitted over the available channel. And what is the data rate? The maximum data rate transmitted is 17.2 kilobit per second. So this is about the general packet radio service. So this is what we have seen in the today's class. So we have seen what are the external communication interfaces that are used in the embedded system, like a Zigbee, Bluetooth, general packet radio service. And we have seen The other main things like Universal Serial Bus, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, General Packet Radio Service, RS-232, RS-485. So there will be one question on this. What are the external communication interfaces that are used in the embedded system, right? So then you can have to write about all this in detail, one by one, right? So there will be one short question will be there on this external communication interfaces that are used in the embedded system. Okay, so thank you for today's class.